Welcome to the Twins Media Live Show. I'm your host, Trisha and Tasha, and it's Friday. How are you all doing on today? It's Feel Good Friday. We have a great show on today, so we're really excited about that. And we have our guest today is NFL player Jerome Baker, and also later in the hour we have Dr. Cree. And for both segments, we'll be talking about wellness during the pandemic, dealing with topics related to COVID-19 and what we all can do for our better wellness during this time, as always, right? Something very important during this time. Yes. So we'll let you all navigate on Facebook and get on and join us on this live. Yes, and don't forget that when you do join us, please hit share. And we'd love to see you in the chat, so hit us up in the chat and comment with us as well. Thank you. We'll just let everybody get on and do our thing, and you do your thing as well. And then while you guys are doing that, our top question of the hour, what are you doing during this time to stay healthy during the pandemic? So let us know that in the comments, and we can keep the conversation going. Yeah. So what are you doing to stay healthy in the pandemic, right? Yes. Exercise. What are you eating? You know, are you eating healthy? Are you exercising? So yeah, go ahead and put that in the comments. And that is our top question of the hour. Yes. Let us hear from you all on this Feel Good Friday. Okay. And again, we have our guest coming up. I'm Jerome Baker. We have a photo of him here doing what he does best, playing football in this NFL season. So speaking of football, while we're waiting, what is your favorite team? And I'm pretty sure Jerome wants you guys to say the Dolphins because he's on the show today. Of course. So go ahead and drop that in the comments. We're putting a little pressure on you guys, right? Yeah. But hey, that's what we do on Friday, Feel Good Friday. Right. And also, what has you feeling good on Friday? Hit us up in the chat, and you can put that in as well. And I think we're ready. Let's bring on Jerome, right? We're ready? Yeah, I think we're ready. I think everybody's ready. Hi.
How you doing?
We're doing good. Thank you. Well, Jerome, thank you. Welcome to the Twins Media Live and spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. So it's Feel Good Friday. We're going to start off and say, what has you feeling good on this Friday?
Just today's been a great day for me. It's just been a exciting day, but just winding down right now.
Okay. That sounds good for Friday, winding down. Okay. So basically, we're going to talk about, of course, you being a football player for the Miami Dolphins, but also there's this B1 performance patch, which is kind of good to talk about right now because, as we mentioned in our introduction, we're dealing with COVID-19, the pandemic, but we'll let you tell us because you and a couple of other athletes were kind of gearing up for the season using the B1 performance patch. Could you tell us what it's about or what is the item?
Yeah, so the B1 patch I've been using for a little over about 2 years now. For me, the first time I tried it, you're always skeptical, whatever. But once I tried it and once I got, just consistently kept trying it, I noticed some big changes in how I feel. So it's just a little patch, and you put it on. You can put it on anywhere. And it's proven to basically provide you with energy and stamina for athletes. And it's also been proven to, help support your immune system. So, this time of COVID and everything, it definitely will help you. So it's just a great way just to stay healthy without pretty much doing anything. So for me, it definitely was a big help.
Okay. And so we know, not only the NFL, but also the NBA, I believe Dwight Howard also uses the patch as well. Why do you think so many athletes are gearing up to use the patch during the pandemic?
It's a real simple thing with professional athletes. We do anything just to just get that little upper hand. If it's going to help us perform, it's going to help us feel better. I'm pretty sure any athlete would try it. For me, that's all it was for me. I was in college. It just brought to my attention. I tried it, and the rest was history. I just really couldn't see myself not wearing it anymore. So I've been using it for about 2-3 years. So it was definitely good.
Okay. All right, and it's basically it's 100% natural. It's B1, you know, it's from the B1 or the bee family, and so which is really good, like you mentioned, for energy and things of that sort. So it's an all natural deal. And outside of sports, do you all, encourage other people outside of sports to use it as well, as far as boosting their immune system, or what's the feedback on that?
So yeah, I pretty much got my whole family using it now.
Okay.
So all my friends and family, they pretty much are using it. It's just a benefit just to help you with your overall life. Makes you feel good, gives you energy, gives you stamina. It helps your immune system. It's just a way of, for me, is why wouldn't you use it? It's just beneficial to you. It's natural, so I kind of just got everybody doing it and
All
using
right.
it. So it's definitely good.
So what has been some of your family's feedback from using the product?
So my mom is the
Okay.
the big one. She uses it. For her, it just keeps her going.
Okay.
She's been so into coffee for all these years, so I've been trying to get her any tools just to get off of that. It hasn't worked, but it's just this patch definitely helped her in the right direction. It's just in terms of just keeping her alert, keeping her just active. Really, she's older, so she gets tired and she just want to relax and just chill. But the patch definitely help her just continue to have energy throughout the day.
Okay. And speaking of your mother, there was a video that we saw on your Instagram page, and actually you say mama, but you were playing in a game. I'm not sure which game it was, but it was a previous game, and you were looking for your mother in the stand, and you couldn't locate your mother. And from that, it kind of took a hold on your social media and spawned like, "Where's my mama?" or something of that sort. And then there were T-shirts that were made after that. So we imagine you keep your family near and dear to your heart, as well as your high school. You mentioned a lot about your high school, and then you give back. You do like backpack drives, which I think you just did this previous summer. And so, what was your summer like, or where were you during the lockdown? Were you with family or what? By yourself?
For me, this lockdown was pretty boring. I kind of just stayed down here in Florida. It's me and my girlfriend, so we just stayed here and just kind of enjoyed our time here. Had a few, events with the backpack giveaway. I wanted to do a camp, but with everything going on, it was just safe just to give away backpacks and have kids, prepare for, the school year. So yeah, I just kind of stayed in the house and just stayed here, really.
Okay. Okay. Now I want to ask you, as far as giving back, why is it so important to you, and how can you encourage others to give back as well, especially during this time right now?
For me, that's just how I was raised.
Okay.
Since I was about 7 years old, my dad created a non-profit organization. It's called Mental Central. What he did was basically mentor and just appreciate, give credit to all the wonderful fathers in the central area of Cleveland.
Yeah.
So just growing up, that's all I knew was to give back. For me, I was fortunate to have a lot of things. Private school, went to school, got a scholarship at Ohio State. So for me, it was any way I can give back. That's how I was groomed. That's how what I was. That's just how I am. So for me, I'm blessed. I'm definitely thankful for everything I have, and I just kind of just want to give it back in any way I can. I'm definitely down to do it.
We love it. That's awesome. Yeah, we love it. The next game. Yes. I'm sorry. I watch a lot of basketball, so but hey, football, right?
Yeah.
Your next game is Sunday against the New York Jets. So do you have like anything that you do pre-game? Like, do you wear a longer sock than the other? Do you got like anything in particular you do before a game? Superstitious?
Yeah. I'm not really superstitious. I have pretty much a routine. It's very simple. It's kind of just my way of just getting my body and my mind ready to play. So what I do before every game when we warming up, I pretty much walk around the field. I do a full lap around the field. I just walk and kind of just take in where I'm at. No matter if it's a home game or away game, it's just my way of telling myself that this is where it's time to lock in and do what I do. So that's kind of just my routine. And after that, it's it's just the simple things. Just warming up my body. I have the same routine pretty much since I've been in the field. So yeah, I just kind of do the same things. I don't have any superstitions or anything like that. I call my daughter before every game. I pretty much talk to my mom. So that's pretty much the only things I do before games.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
you have to talk to mom. But what is something about Jerome Baker that most people don't know that you can share with us?
That most people don't know.
That you want people to know.
I mean, for me, I hope everybody sees that I'm all about family. For me, my family, my friends, the city I was born, my high school. I take pride in, where I come from. So I want everybody to know that I hold all of that dear to my heart. So yeah, that's my foundation. I wouldn't be who I am without them. So I always give credit to the people that was there for me, my parents, my sister, my brothers, everybody. I'm not here today by myself. It was a credit to everybody around me. So I think that's the one thing I always definitely want everybody to know.
Okay, and also, Jerome, before we go, we're in the pandemic. We have the election coming up and all of the social injustice stuff that's been going on in 2020. What parting words do you have for our audience and your fans that you want to let people know during this time?
Yeah, so when it comes to that, your vote matters. That's the one thing I want everybody to understand. Your vote matters, your voices, that's your way of speaking. So definitely go out and vote. And yeah, just do it. For me, it was one of those things of over the years, I kind of just, my voice is not being heard. It really doesn't matter. But if you do the research, it's tight, and your voice truly, truly matters. So go out and vote, and be proud to vote. There's nothing wrong with voting. It's just be proud to have the opportunity to vote. A lot of countries don't have that, so definitely take advantage of that.
Okay, thank you for that. That was wonderful.
All right, and let's ask you this question before we close it on out for you. Jerome Baker, when is the last time you literally laughed out loud? Typing it in text
don't count.
Or message does not count. I mean, laugh out loud, kick back in the chair. When was it last time?
Roll on the floor.
It was probably about an hour or so ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so me and my girlfriend, I'm known just to crack jokes and be goofy. So yeah, it was about an hour ago before I went to bed. I took a little quick nap.
Okay.
And she got on me, and I think I said something smart back. And it was so funny because it's like one of those things of, whatever I said back, it was like I was right, and she understood it. So it was like, I got you. I got one up on you. So I think that's the last of my laugh.
That's awesome.
So you like to crack jokes. So maybe off season,
stand up, maybe, I don't know.
Comedy things happening.
No, I definitely wouldn't do stand up. I definitely want to get into acting though. Acting is one thing I've been interested in, so I'm definitely interested in that.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Jerome Baker, it's been a pleasure. Continue elevating as you're doing now in the sport of football, and I'm pretty sure you're an inspiration to a lot of young boys that are watching the game. And we thank you so much for, again, spending your afternoon with us. Tell your girlfriend we said hello. And for our audience, if you want to follow Jerome Baker, his Instagram is at last name _Baker. You must come back and visit with us sometime soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Okay, you too. Enjoy the Friday.
All right.
All right, that was our interview with NFL player, star Jerome Baker of the Miami Dolphins.
Yes, go Dolphins. And so we asked a question, this football season, NFL, who's your favorite team? And as we said with Jerome, you probably should say the Dolphins, but go ahead and drop your team in the comments. And shout out to our brother, Victor Jackson, who is currently watching right now.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes, he is leaving us he left us rather a sweet message. He says, your brother's watching. Victor, so proud of my little sisters. Thank you so much again for watching us. We appreciate family watching, and you watch a little bit more football.
Well, I didn't want to say the Seahawks when he was on there because I was trying to make sure that we got the interview done, but my husband teases me because I'm between the Seahawks, but I love the Seahawks, but also the 49ers.
Yeah.
And so he said I can't be a fair weather fan when it comes to the 49ers, but go Seahawks. Go Seahawks.
Yeah.
The last game I watched, they won.
All right. I must really get into football. I keep saying that year after year, and
it's really interesting because I'm a basketball fan as well. But you know, when you're around men, you know, my husband and I have sons and one daughter. You know, you're just destined to fall into the whole football trap, I think. And if you ladies have also fell into that trap as well, go ahead and hit us up in the comments and let us know if you also like to watch football with the men in your house.
All right. And we had a giveaway on last Friday. It was from the shoe company Sperry, whose brand ambassador is singer-songwriter. And does he do occasional acting? I'm not sure. John Legend.
He actually played on an episode of This Is Us.
Okay.
So he does do occasional acting.
Okay,
that is correct. Yes.
Well, again, we had a giveaway on last week, and so our winner for last week's giveaway is Loretta McClendon. Congratulations, Loretta.
Hey, Loretta.
She won a gift certificate to Sperry. Again, it's a shoe company. And if you would like to, they currently have their holiday collection out. So you can go to Sperry.com and you can shop their holiday gift guide collection.
Wow, I can't believe the holidays are just on the heels right now. Isn't it something on the heels?
Yeah. We are, today's what, October 16th?
Yeah, we are venturing to the holidays. We are.
And I'm seeing a lot of people on the road. Like if you just make a quick store run, there's a lot of cars and activity happening. And I think people are slowly, but they're getting back to still be very cautious because the numbers are still rising in a lot of areas. Indeed. Yeah, the numbers are still rising. Yes. All right. Well, we have a couple of little celebrity topics that we can go ahead and chat about. And again, if you're here, don't forget to share our broadcast. And then we had the question of the hour. What are you doing to stay healthy during the pandemic? That is our question of the hour at any time during our broadcast. Go ahead and hit us up in the chat and answer, again, the question of the hour. Okay, so we do have some celebrity news. Jeannie Mai, you guys know her. She's on The Real as one of the co-hosts. And also she is one of the contestants, on Dancing with the Stars for this season. And there was something on social media in regards to being submissive to, and I'm going to say husband because for me, it doesn't apply when you're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, but more or less when you are talking about being husband and wife. And so my take on that, when she was talking about being submissive, is that, you know, they both come to the table and they both discuss what's going to go on in their household, whether it be finances, children, or whatever. And then she just lets him take what they both decided on and take the lead with that. It doesn't mean that she's powerless. It doesn't mean that she's weak because, you know, she's a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. She has an old career. But a lot of people on social media, I guess they were on the fence about the comment that she had made when she brought that up on The Real. Yeah, I think when people think about the word submissive, they automatically assume that I am giving all of my power away or control away. I have to listen to this person at all times. I don't have an opinion, or what I say or do does not matter. Right. And so there's a lot of people that have a different definition of the word submissive. And you all let us know, like, when you hear the word submissive, or what's your interpretation of it, or how do you it's one of those things, like, this is one of those conversations where you have to tread lightly, you know, and you have to have some type of understanding actually what that means. And for a lot of people who understand that, they know that it's biblical. So they reference that when they think about the word submissive. But like Tasha said, go ahead and put it in the comments and let us know your thoughts on the comment that Jeannie Mai made on The Real, when she says she doesn't mind being submissive to her husband when they do get married, her fiance when they get married. And that's the thing about social media. You'll always have comments, you know, that people's opinions. We have to have people's opinions, but it's their opinions, and everyone has one. It doesn't mean that we all have to agree with it, but again, it's something that brings about a lot of conversation. So if what's your interpretation of being submissive? Hit us up in the chat. Let us know as it pertains to your relationship, or maybe your relationship of past, present, or how you look at things in the future, pretty much. Yeah. And we have actually a couple that we really, we love this couple here.
That we connected with in 2020.
Yeah.
Cynthia Bailey was our April cover story.
Yes.
And then also, and actually we have that.
Yeah, we do. I'm trying to grab it.
Right. and Mike Hill, he also was on our show not too long ago. He spoke about his book, Open Mic.
Yeah, Open Mic. Yes, it's an account of his life story from when he was a young child and through adulthood,
right.
and how a lot of his relationships and things was based on what he saw in his childhood, and then how he treated women in his relationships previously. But it's a really great book. But they got married. Was it this week that they got married?
October 10th, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. And then also there's a picture of, let's see, her wedding party. So I think Candy Burris and
Eva Marcel.
Yeah, Eva Marcel.
Yes.
So really, I love the colors. Really beautiful colors and nice and elegant.
Yeah. So when most people think about white, in addition to the bride wearing white, they think that maybe the bridesmaids are going to kind of overshadow the bride. But if it's done in a way like it's done right here, it looks really beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful. And these pictures, of course, they were exclusive. People Magazine. Yes. Did the exclusive pictures for Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill's wedding. Again, congratulations to the beautiful couple, and they're such a joy to speak with. We spoke with them at different times, so we look forward to speaking with them in the future.
And congratulations, because I'm sure Cynthia and Mike, along with other couples who were engaged this year during 2020, probably had a moment of panic because of the quarantine, lockdown, and the coronavirus pandemic, but we're glad that it worked out for them.
Yes, congratulations again to the couple. And actually, we have some celebrity birthdays.
Oh, well, before that, we want to talk about Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas. And Priyanka recently spoke with ET, Entertainment Tonight, about her and Nick being in quarantine, lockdown together. And she said they were being very careful because she's asthmatic, and then Nick Jonas, he's type 1 diabetic.
Yes.
And so they were careful about who they were around and their activities and things like that. So we know that a lot of people also were being careful as well because of pre-existing health conditions. So if you suffer from something that you deal with during the pandemic, let us know in the comments how you handle that with your spouse or your family.
Yes. We still have to be very, very careful.
Very, very careful. There's a lot of misinformation out there, but, still be very careful and wear your mask, wash your hands, and do all of that good stuff so that you can stay healthy.
Yes. And if any of you celebrate a birthday this week, if so, happy birthday to you. And you can comment the date of your birthday. We would love to shout it out. Yes, we would love to give you those birthday greetings. In the meantime, we have some celebrity birthdays that we'll feature. And let's see who's on our roster.
We have quite a few here.
Yeah. So we had actor Hugh Jackman, who turned 52 on October the 12th, which was on Monday. And we have our fave girl, Gina from Martin, as she's always known as, but she's done tons of work.
Yes.
Tisha Campbell turned 52 on October 13th. She looks fabulous.
Fabulous.
And we have Usher.
Yes.
So Usher is 42. He made 42 on October the 14th. And Kate Walsh, she played on, I think, with Grey's Anatomy.
Yes, Grey's Anatomy.
She is 53. She made 53 on October the 13th as well.
Okay. And then also, too, we also remember George Floyd on this week. He would have been 47 years old on Wednesday, October 14th. So we want to make sure that we remember him as well, as he would have celebrated his birthday on this week.
Yes. All right, how's everybody doing? Don't forget to hit us up in the chat and answer the question of the hour.
If you guys are just joining, the top question of the hour is, what are you doing to stay healthy during the pandemic? And that can be exercise and food. So let us know in the comments, what is your routine to stay healthy during the pandemic?
Yes. And your weekend plans. What's going on for the weekend? It's Feel Good Friday, of course, on today, but hit us up and also let us know, what do you all have planned for the weekend? We kind of mentioned before that we've seen some activity. Everybody's kind of moving about outside And it seems like more and more people are venturing from indoors to outdoors. So we would love to hear your weekend plans.
Well, probably also too, I would say for Texas, the state of Texas is early voting started this week. So
very important.
Yeah, you're seeing people go out and vote early. And so if you went out to vote early, plan to do early voting, let us know your experience in going to vote early, the long lines, how long did it take you, 15 minutes or take hours? Did you have to bring a snack and things like that? But we do want to encourage you that if the lines are indeed long, just to wait, stay the course, bring your Snickers bar, bring your bottle of water, something like this.
Yeah.
But make sure you do get out and vote.
And I love the sense of humor that comes about on social media. I saw a few posts that said that going to an HBCU college or university prepares you for waiting in the long lines to vote, meaning that like if you have to like maybe get some type of financial aid or something like that,
your rents,
you were pretty much in the line all day. And so there were a lot of funny posts and memes and things of that sort saying that, if you were a college student at a historically Black college, then that definitely prepared you for standing in long lines to vote.
Right. So we do want to encourage you all that if the lines are long, again, just stay the course and make sure you don't get out of line and do vote.
Yeah, very, very important. Your voice counts. It does matter. As our first guest, Jerome Baker, mentioned before he got off of our show, the live, that please vote. Your voice does matter indeed.
Yes, it does matter. There was something that I saw in the news, and actually it was today, and it got me to thinking about, like, when we're talking about celebrities, how much of their business should not be our business, and it was in regards to Chadwick Boseman, who recently passed away, and it is what I read is that he did not have a will when he passed away. And so but what bothered me was the fact that they disclosed the amount of money that, he was worth when he passed away and just other information. And it got me to thinking, like, should we have privy to that information just because they're celebrities? Because the average everyday person, we probably wouldn't know that. Of course, we know that anything found in the courts, oftentimes is public record. But what are your thoughts on celebrities and their business just being out there for the public to know? Whereas, like an everyday person probably would not have to deal with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing with social media. And there are some select news outlets that I don't know, they seem to me like they're just like, and waiting near people's garbage cans in their homes. I don't know how they get all of this information, but I believe that everything is not meant for us to know. Even when you are in the media world, I still believe that everything is not meant for us to be privy to. There's information that should be regarded private, but we live in a culture now, our society, where I'm saying some, not all, of us feel like we have to know everything about the person. And to me personally, in my opinion, for me to do that, it doesn't give me a lot of peace, because I don't want to know everything about everyone, especially when they obviously don't want that information to be out as well. And then you have to put yourselves in that situation too. Would you want your information out there, like how we look at other people's information as well? Yeah.
Right. And I think for some people, I think for some people that they want to know until it's them.
Yeah. And but some things, like you mentioned, Chadwick Boseman and his will, we don't have to know all of the finite details.
The exact amount of what he was worth when he passed away. That's none of our business.
All right, so if you all are ready for our second guest, Dr. Cree. She is the owner of Brownstone Healthcare Aesthetics, located in Trussville, Alabama. And she will be speaking with us during this segment about breast cancer awareness. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. With that being said, let's welcome Dr. Cree.
Hello, how are you?
Hey, ladies. How are you, Trisha and Tasha? Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So you're twins of media, Trisha and Tasha. This camera, I'm left-handed, so sometimes I'm opposite of where I'm pointing. But it's all good. But thank you so much for joining the Twins of Media Live. And it's Dr. Cree. We're saying your last name correctly, right?
Yeah, Cree is actually my first name, but yes, you're pronouncing it perfectly.
Okay, thank you. And what is your first name?
So my government name is Ann Crea, Johnson is my last name, but I go by Dr. Cree because that's just easier.
Okay.
Yes, I did see in Cree. I was like, what is
What?
Dr. Cree? We're gonna call her Dr. Beautiful name.
Perfect.
It's the beautiful name. It's
Yes.
a beautiful name. Dr. Cree, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as we mentioned, looks a little different this year because of the pandemic. But for you being a physician, what are your primary concerns right now during this particular time?
That's a good question. So this time, think about a couple of months ago, back in March when COVID first happened. The first rule was stay at home. Don't go anywhere. Don't go near the ER. Don't go to the doctor. You know, this was the first time in my life that doctors' offices actually closed down. You know, there was a season where we weren't doing any mammograms. We weren't doing any imaging that was not considered emergent. So now it's been 7 months later. It's time for us to get into the habit of getting back into our routine of screenings. So I suggest that women, if you put it off and your month was January, February, March, or whenever, it's time to get in there and get your screening done. So I think that we may see a higher rise in later diagnosis of breast cancer in the next year or two because women are definitely putting it off.
And that's unfortunate. So and you don't want that to happen, but yeah, it's very unfortunate. So prayerfully everybody will be okay when they do get their mammogram.
Yes, so Dr. Cree, what do you say to the women who, now that things are going back to, I don't want to say normal, but
The new normal.
women who are still hesitant about going to get that mammogram by going to the doctor because of the pandemic right now? They're too scared to go to the doctor right now.
So my recommendation for those women is that, you know, call ahead and ask what are the precautions that are being taken at your facility. You know, are they checking temperatures at the front door? Are they requiring people to reschedule if they're ill? Are they requiring masks? Are they cleaning down between every patient? Call so that you can be reassured because you really need to get it done, you know, kind of thing. So I will go those extra steps to get that reassurance, because if it runs in your family, or Lord forbid you find a mass or a lump, you don't want this to be put off. We don't want to be just waiting to, you know, we got time. You may not.
Yes, very, very important. Dr. Cree, how do you emphasize to us women to know our breast? I mean, like, what emphasize that for us all watching?
So I don't know where you guys are and where our listeners are, but I'm from Alabama, a strict Bible, black belt kind of thing. It's just certain things that women don't do, you know, proper prim women, we don't do. But you have to get used to your breast. And the only way you can do that and know what your normal is to touch them. So I suggest that every month, pick a day out of the month that it's going to be your day to check your breast. And say, okay, it's the 15th. Or it's the last day of my cycle. And Dr. Cree, in the shower, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to feel my breast so that you know what's normal to you. So that's one way we can do it. Another way is seeing your doctor yearly for your mammogram, you know, get scheduled for your mammogram, your pap smears. During that time is when doctors do the self-breast exam on you and talk to you about your breast. But trust your partners, ladies. I've had several women to have their breast cancer diagnosed because their partners found the lump and said, this wasn't here last month, or this wasn't here last week. So trust your partner. If they say it doesn't feel right, don't push it off. Go get it checked out.
Wow. Yeah, that is great. That's great information that you just shared. Also, too, for women who are not insured or don't have the money to afford a mammogram, what are some available resources that you can give them?
That's a great question, especially now with the pandemic. People have been laid off. People are saving their money, their furlough, that kind of thing. I will call to mammogram centers because often in the month of October, they're doing sales. Around here, they do $99 mammograms. So I will call and say, what is your cash price? Usually that's between $90 and $125. Save up your coins and get it done. There's also some models in towns called direct primary care. That's a health insurance alternative that people can go to the doctor and see the doctor for a cheap amount every month, a set rate. And then usually those doctors have relationships with imaging companies, and they can say, well, we've already negotiated a price for your mammogram, which is usually not that expensive as well. But do know that screening mammograms are cost a little bit less than diagnostic mammograms. So if you are saying I found a lump, that's a totally different kind of mammogram than we're just going in because if you're 35 years old and you're African American, you need your baseline. That's a baseline. And then starting at 40, you get your yearly. That's a new measure that a lot of women may not know about.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Dr. Cree, recently in the news, former talk show host Ananda Lewis, she announced that she has stage 3 breast cancer. So what do you say to women who are hesitant about getting mammograms because of radiation? They have that fear about radiation.
I think my recommendation is the fear of the small amount of radiation that you'll be getting that has no comparison on if you have to get radiation in the long term. So you may get the radiation exposure of course, the test, but if you have the cancer diagnosis, you have to have chemotherapy, which is a kind of a poison in itself. It kills your good cells and your bad cells. And then you also, a lot of times women have to go through that intense radiation where you're getting a lot of x-rays and radiation to a certain area as in your breast. So that doesn't compare. So I would just encourage them to just say, let's take a little minute amount of radiation on the front end, which may prevent you from having to get the big daddy, granddaddy form of radiation down the line.
Yes, yes.
Dr. Cree, there's a lot of information and education for women. We also know that men sometimes can be affected with breast cancer. I believe, I'm not sure, was it Beyonce's father?
Yes.
Also had a bout with that. But what are some of your conversations like with men in breast cancer?
I think that the big thing with men and breast cancer is, one, asking the men to know their family history. We only tend to think, well, maybe I just need to ask about the family history of the men in your family. But if his grandmother had breast cancer, his sister had breast cancer, his mother had breast cancer, he could be himself at risk as well. So knowing more than just the male, issues and diseases is important. I had a cousin that had a male that had breast cancer, but his sister had a form of cancer, so it ran in their families. And also, you're not exempt, men. Feel your breast once a month, making sure that everything feels fine, having your spouse or your partner be very in tune to what's normal for you and what's not. And if you're in doubt, men tend to shy away from going to the doctor. Go for your yearly checkups.
Yes.
Go for your checkups, men, and then just say, hey, this runs in my family. Maybe you should check me out as well for breast cancer, for colon cancer, for, you name it. So I think that knowing your family history kind of gives the men a little bit of a leg up, and then being mindful and in tune with their body and their breasts, because just because they're not big and voluptuous doesn't mean that they're not important.
That's right.
Yes, Dr. Cree, we actually have a viewer, Miranda Lakeisha. I think this goes back to what we were talking about as far as resources for women that are uninsured, but she has on here, call mammogram centers for cash pricing. So I guess that's the comment that she left for us. And then we have Alfonso McIntosh. He has on here, working out, eating healthy, less carbs and sugar. What diet, as far as our diet, what do you say about our diet and ways that we can prevent or maybe help kind of curb breast cancer with the way we eat and things of that sort?
Eating and stuff. I would say getting back to clean eating, doing our organic, shopping the perimeter of the mall, the grocery stores, and not the inside, doing your fresh fruits, doing your fresh vegetables, drinking your water, and trying to stay away from processed foods. Because a lot of times, truthfully, we don't know what's in the ingredients. You can't pronounce half of the ingredients on there.
Yes.
So making sure that what you're consuming is at its purest form. Staying hydrated, getting good sleep at night, and then taking your vitamins, getting your vitamin C, getting your vitamin D, getting your omega-3 acids. All of those things help to boost your immune system and your immunity in general. And so hopefully if you come into contact with something foreign, your body's like, okay, let me give you the warning signs early or let's try and fight this the best way we can.
Okay.
So clean eating is what I recommend.
Okay, now Dr. Cree, before we go, is there a connection? Because women are getting diagnosed earlier, like in their 30s for some women. Deodorants, chemicals in the deodorants. Is there a connection between that?
I think that there are some connections in there. I try and use aluminum-free deodorant, but if you have been taught to use aluminum products, your body might be like, I will get real musty without aluminum. So you really have to try.
Right.
And you really, because that's not how we were conditioned. Oftentimes, especially in the South, it's hot outside. So you need to make sure that, I would say, at a young age, when we introduce deodorant to our daughters, go with the milder forms and go with, teaching how the natural ways of doing things and see if that would help. But yes, aluminum is a really bad ingredient in a lot of the deodorants and can have cancer causing agents in there. But that's a hard balance because it's like musty or, so you kind of have to weigh your options and say, it depends. If you can find something that's strong enough or good enough to replace that. Some people use activated charcoal in their products, and that's safer. So there are a lot of other options out there. And now with the world being greener and cleaner and all of these like vegan options, you should have other things to try and to use. But be mindful that, you are at risk if we are continuing to use aluminum-based products.
Wow. Okay, very good information. Thank you for that.
Yes. And one more thing. Do you offer like any virtual information for people to be able to go? Like I know you have your website. Can you mention your website for us and the viewers?
Yes. So so if people are interested in learning more about eating right for their blood type, I do have a free ebook on my business page, www.brownstonehealthcare.com. And you can get that and learn about how your blood type can interfere with, your weight loss or weight gain. And if you're certain blood types, you may be prone to getting cancers, like blood type A, they're prone to get cancers. O's are not necessarily. So there's that link. So you can go there. And I also do a Facebook show called Dr. Cree and Me, where I try and educate everyone about being healthy, happy, and whole. And I feel like when we are educated, we can do better because we know better. So my challenge is to educate everyone in a fun and a light way, and to make sure that we get out there so we can live long lives for our families.
That's right.
Long lives for our
That
family.
is so right.
And Dr. Cree, as we close out, what words of advice do you have for as we venture back out? Because a lot of us are coming back out from inside to the outside. But what words of advice do you have for women and men watching, as far as making sure that we are screened, get our mammograms? For just put an emphasis again on how important that is before we close out.
Yes, it's so important to get your mammograms, to get your colonoscopies. That's something that people shy away from as well, and get your prostate checked. So I would say this week, make it an action plan. Put it on your calendar. Put it, tell your accountability partner, tell your mama, because if you tell your mama about it, she's gonna worry you about it. She's gonna say, did you call? Did you call? Did you call?
Yeah.
Okay, mama, let me stop and call.
Right.
So make it an action plan, make it a priority, be intentional. Do it before flu season gets too deep. I'm telling everybody, going out there, get your flu shots, but also get your screenings while it's not that bad. Because can you imagine when the flu virus is going to be on 10, coronavirus is still going to be down? I don't want to be in and out of facilities. So I think before the month is out, get your mammogram, get your colonoscopies, get your yearly visits in, and then that way you can say, now I'll just put it on my schedule for the next year. Do it once a year, the same month, the same time, so it's automated. Just like we like our bills to come out, at a certain point, automate your health care as well.
That's good. That's good, Dr. Cree.
Dr. Cree, thank you so much for bringing such a wealth of information for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and other areas that we also need to maintain as well. Thank you so much for spending part of your afternoon with the Twins of Media. And we, on here, we say it's Feel Good Friday. So before we end, you have to let us know, what has you feeling good on today, Dr. Cree?
Okay, what has me feeling good? I feel good because I was supposed to have the day off today, but I spent it doing some things and catching up on things, and that makes me feel good. I love to work, so I spent my off day working a little on fun things. So that makes me feel good, and I hope you guys did something to make you feel good as well.
Most certainly. Thank you so much. And viewers, you can follow Dr. Cree on Instagram. It's actually at Dr. Cree, and the word is spelled out DOCTER, Cree. And again, thank you so much. And you must come back and visit with us again and keep us on track for all health-related matters.
Yes, let me know if you guys need anything, any subject. I'm general health, so I can help you any way you need it.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend.
Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, that was Dr. Cree.
Yes, what a wealth of information. I mean, I even on some parts when she was talking about it, I was like, oh, wow, really? You know, especially when she's talking about men and breast cancer and them knowing their family history. Not so much in addition to the male side, but also the female side as well. Learn some things today.
Learn some things today. And it's Dr. Cree. She's the owner of Brownstone Healthcare Aesthetics, located in Trussville, Alabama.
Trussville, Alabama.
And thank you for the viewers and your information. And yes, Miranda Lakeisha, who thank you so much. She did also put the Instagram handle up at Dr. Cree. You can follow her on Instagram for all of her tips and health-related tips and virtual things as well.
And you guys, if you guys have a question, drop it in the comment. You want to comment, drop it in the comments, and keep the conversation going also in the replay as well.
Yeah, and if there's any question that you have as well that we can relay to Dr. Cree, feel free to do so. We would love to continue to have that conversation for you, because at the end of the day, we want everyone to be healthy and whole.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when Dr. Cree mentioned that there's going to be like a diagnosis of breast cancer because people, because they were putting it off because of the pandemic. So when we think about the pandemic and the aftermath, you know, like we were talking about mental health and things like that, I never thought about, you know, that aspect as well. So,
and the good thing about a lot of these doctors and physicians is the fact that they're willing to talk about the things that we have to do to stay on track, to make sure that our health is our primary concern. Because when you are inundated with, you know, whether you're furloughed or you lost your job, or you know, you maybe have to have filed for unemployment, there's your bills and, you know, your household expenses. There's so much that people that are on the minds of the average person,
they tend to put off.
You know, the thing to do is put off. I'm not going to get a mammogram or an annual physical because I have like real life issues. But you know, your health is also a real life issue as well.
Yeah. So make sure you guys take care of your health.
Definitely take care of your health. And as we mentioned to Dr. Cree, and as we mentioned before earlier, and the hour was your weekend plans. What are your weekend plans for this coming weekend? Anything that you normally do routine-wise, or something that you've always wanted to do, new, old, just same thing, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah. So the weekend plans, for yourself, what are you going to do this weekend?
I pretty much am going to lay low. I don't really have any weekend plans in mind. Sometimes I kind of wing it and take it as is. It's a lot cooler today. The temperature dropped.
I noticed that.
Yeah. And I was going to tease the audience and wear a turtleneck, but then, you know, where we're based, I'm pretty sure we would have had several comments on why is she wearing a turtleneck?
Not quite that cold yet.
But I was going to make a little joke about it and wear a turtleneck. But no, the temperature, I believe it dropped to the 60s, I believe, which for a lot of people in a lot of different areas, that's not really cold or cool. I'm cold natured, but for where we live, it actually is cool. Yeah.
And Miranda Lakeisha says she loved this weather. So
yes, we're loving it too. No complaints, Miranda. No complaints at all. So we totally love it. And we're
in Texas.
Yes, where it's hot, and as Dr. Cree mentioned, she's in Alabama, and you know, down south it's just really, really hot.
Right, really sticky and hot.
You know, up until like today, because the temperature dropped today, we were still dealing in the 90s in the month of October. It constantly stays hot. I don't think we really have a fall. We talked about that before.
Yeah, we don't have a kind of jumps around a bit.
I kind of just tell myself when I'm inside indoors, that it's this beautiful fall weather season stuff. But then when you go outside, it's like, not so much.
Yeah, not so much.
Not so much. And thank you for Kashana Dudley. She said hello to us on the live. Thank you to our viewers. We love having you all here and join us for the Twins and Media Live with all your comments and listening to our segments and watching our segments on today. The first half of the hour was with football player Jerome Baker. The second half of the hour was Dr. Cree. So we hope you all enjoy today's live stream segment for the Twins and Media Live.
Yeah, and we are still in the month of October, so we still have the current issue of BSM Magazine, our September-October issue, actually. And you guys can grab that at bsmandmedia.com, and you can get your copy of that today.
Enjoy the September-October 2020 issue of BSM Magazine with actor Curtis Cook, who talks Showtime's The Chi, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, and even tells us about his journey to acting. Check out the BSM Puzzle t-shirt and puzzle mug. Also, shop with these amazing brands like Arignani's luxury handbags at arignani.com, Soul Beautiful Apothecary at soulbeautifulopothecary.square.site, and True Hair Savant at etsy.com. To read more about Curtis Cook and to join the conversation about Power to the Queendom play and the John Lewis and Chadwick Boseman tribute, head on over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today. Follow us on social media and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.
Yes, and what are you doing for the weekend? I don't think I asked.
Probably just, laying low as well. Still a bit fuzzy from just, a little bit of a staycation travel, I guess.
Okay.
That's what you want to call it. So yeah, just get some nice, good rest.
Okay, nice, good rest. Yes. Don't forget all to answer the question of the hour. What are you doing to stay healthy in the pandemic? It's really right on time based on, again, both of our guests who talked about health and wellness. Jerome Baker pretty much makes sure that his immune system is intact with the B1 performance patch, which is an all-natural B1 vitamin patch that he uses during this playing football, and then also his family benefits from it as well. And then again, we had Dr. Cree,
who also spoke about, your diet and making sure that you eat a healthy diet so that we can ward off diseases if we can.
Yes, ward off diseases, which is very, very important.
So speaking of the B, do you take B vitamins? Do you?
I do. I take B12, which I started taking. I was beforehand. I was real bad with taking vitamins for you all to know. The way I eat, I don't eat meat. And so my body was missing nutrients, and unbeknownst to me, sometimes you're thinking you're eating clean and everything's okay.
It's a learning process.
But my body was not absorbing B12. It's all B12 deficient.
Oh.
And I think this summer I started taking B12 along with vitamin D as well. But that's a health tip too. We can have clean eating, but everyone is tailored differently. And you have to really check with your doctor to make sure that according to the way that you eat and exercise, you want to make sure that you're getting enough of the supplements for your body so that you stay healthy.
And your doctor, when you do go on a regular basis, they normally do ask you, if you're taking supplements, blood work and things like that, they can check deficiencies of that sort. So the B vitamins, vitamin D, vitamin C, like Dr. Cree said, those are all good for you, but check with your doctor first.
Check with your doctor. Yes. And again, if you also want to comment, it's Feel Good Friday, guys.
Friday.
And so tell us, what has you feeling good on Friday? Look, pretty much, we made it during the week from Monday to Friday, and we're here and we're standing, and you have to acknowledge it. You have to say, hey, this is what has me feeling good on Friday, even if it's just something simple as far as eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
People still eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches?
I don't know. You have to comment and let us know, but please comment and let us know what has you feeling good on Friday. We have to celebrate. There's too much that goes on that can weigh us down. And we all have to lift each other up and say, hey, if you're feeling good on Friday, pass it along, because I promise you, somebody's watching, somebody's reading, and they can definitely benefit from your contagious feel-good behavior.
Yeah, and it's a nice break away from the stuff that you see on the news and the pandemic and all those things like that. So yeah, find something to make you feel good on this Feel Good Friday and celebrate that. Yeah,
it's Feel Good Friday, and we have I guess I'm pointing right this camera. My twin sister's husband, Alfonso McIntosh. He's on here. He talks about staycation as well, which is good for, I guess, rejuvenating. So if you can,
it is good, but it's the thing when you come back and you're like still in staycation mode, and then you're trying to get back in work mode. So my brain was kind of like on today, but I made it work.
All right. And thank you. Before we close out, again, thank you for joining the Twins and Media Live. We're here every Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time. We talk about everything, celebrity news, entrepreneur, and lifestyle, which also includes our giveaways that we have. And we mentioned earlier in the hour, Loretta McClendon was our winner. If you're joining or kind of join midpoint, Loretta McClendon is our winner from last week's giveaway. And it is a gift card from the shoe company Sperry. And the brand ambassador is singer-songwriter John Legend, who we still keep. We still keep him and his wife Chrissy Teigen close in our hearts as they still deal with the loss of their son, baby Jack. So, but again, you can shop the holiday gift guide collection. You can go to Sperry.com to shop their holiday gift guide collection. They've got some really great shoes.
Yeah, some really cool shoes there. Yeah, so you guys may find some great finds there.
And I think that pretty much just wraps up our Friday.
I think so. All right. We had a great time with you all, and I hope you guys had a great time with us as well.
Keep up the energy. Keep doing what you
do. Jerome Baker some love in the comments. If you are a Miami Dolphins fan, go Dolphins. That's not my team. I didn't want to say that when he was on because we want to make sure our guests are happy.
And if you are a Los Angeles Lakers fan and you are still excited about them being the 2020,
or a LeBron fan, as some people would say.
You're excited about them being the 2020 NBA champions, comment in there as well. And if you're not a Lakers fan, be nice.
If you're not a Lakers fan, go Warriors. Then we got next year.
But we watched the game. My 13-year-old, real quickly, he did not want the Lakers to win, but I was rooting for the Lakers. I was rooting for the Lakers pretty much because I thought it was a great way to honor Kobe Bryant.
Yes, for that. I do agree.
Kobe Bryant and Gianna, and of course the 7 others that passed away as well. But it was great. And then Vanessa, his wife, shared on her Instagram page how all of downtown Los Angeles was chanting.
Wow.
Kobe. So for that
was beautiful.
It was bittersweet, but it was also a great way to honor the memory of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, so next year, go Warriors.
And my 13-year-old, he's a Warriors fan too, as I am as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you enjoyed the fact that the Lakers won the championship, and hit us up in the chat. For the Miami Heat fans, next time, guys. All right, next time.
Give it a good try.
Yeah. And with that being said, thank you so much for enjoying or being a part of this hour of the Twins and Media Live. We hope to see you again on next Friday, again 5 p.m. Central Time. And whatever you do, do it well. Take care of yourselves. Love you. Love others.
Yes, and be kind.
Be kind. Yes. Until next time. Guess what? Talk soon, guys.
Talk soon. Love you.